Yo, what is going on? What is going on? I'm literally not staying on here, but about 5-10 minutes max. I got some shit I need to do. But I tell y'all this, man. This is exactly. And I'm going to take 2 seconds, matter of fact. Let's see. Hopefully this thing picks up. Before it wasn't letting me tag people. It probably won't. Y'all tag some people. Because this is the type of thing. I damn near live for this shit. You know? And the thing of it is that this shit is elementary, man. Y'all tag a couple people in. Let me take like 2 seconds. I'm gonna let y'all tag some people in. But let's just be realistic. Let's keep this shit simplistic. I did put up a post on an exotic. I put the post up saying that this shouldn't be called a healthy dog because bottom line, under no circumstances, anybody that knows the first two things about dogs or animals in general would know that a dog whose feet is slanting in heavily towards each other and the elbows are protruding outwards as its legs are shaped almost in a U is not a healthy front. That's the first and foremost thing. This is first and foremost. But as we typically get, we get the usual suspects and we get people who try to prove some kind of point when you can't prove a point against me. I'm telling y'all this. You can't prove that point against me. So whether it's Unc or whether it was the other dude put up a post talking about you need to explain, or over the internet, all over the internet, you will find a million pictures of me with a bunch of people's dogs. I posed when I was in Colombia. I got a picture with a cute little Miyagi puppy that he wasn't the best conformational dog, but I have a picture with that dog. I've taken pictures with exotics before. I've taken pictures with English Mastiffs. I've taken pictures with just your basic mutt. So for y'all to keep on talking about, I need to explain. I don't need to explain a motherfucking thing. If you want an explanation, look at my dogs. Look at my lineage. Look at the history of what my dogs have done. That's what you do. You go look at Ganman. You go look at Castro. You go look at Denzel. You go look at Mandela. You know what I mean? We can go on and on and on and on down the list. If you want a history of my dogs, you know what I mean? Go to Nick Pike's page. Look at his bitch. You know what I mean? You can go to Will's page. Look at that bitch. I'm telling y'all, the one thing I will promise you this is that if y'all try to talk dogs to me, no matter who it is, Unc or whatever, I will destroy y'all. Y'all bring these subpar ass dogs and then y'all try to crack jokes and y'all act like y'all know what I'm talking about. A dog's legs that are crooked is not a good dog. Now, to you laymen who don't understand dogs, I will tell you why a dog's legs that is crooked, since y'all can't understand this shit, you simplistic motherfuckers. The reason why the dog's legs is meant to be straight is the same fucking reason that your legs is meant to be straight. The anatomy of a leg is that it supports the weight straight up and down. The anatomy of the leg is to allow for a great thing going straight up parallel. We got to go everything, all weight is transferred evenly. So the foot and the ankle are not receiving any extra amount of stress. The anatomy is built so that everything comes up and down. Nothing bows. You don't see any animal who's a normal animal, let's put it that way. We ain't talking about frogs and shit. But racehorses, their legs are straight. Cows have straight legs. I mean, for that matter, let's just be realistic. A fucking table, in most instances, a table has straight legs. Even when they curve it, it's an artwork and they curve it back to where they put it so that it's a center of gravity. This is simplistic. You know what I mean? This is simplistic. I don't even give a fuck about what them weak ass bitches got to say. Hey, Zeus, they stupid. You arguing for a dog that's unhealthy. Of course they ain't my dogs. We know what my dogs look like. We know what my dogs look like. Let's just be realistic. Everybody who come on here and y'all got something to say, put y'all dogs against my dogs. We'd tear that motherfucking ass up. Put your dog against Mandela. We'd tear that shit up. I'll challenge you. I want that challenge. I got puppies and shit. Put your shit against that. I'm in the lab. I will punish y'all dudes because y'all weak. And all y'all do, and this is why I say I don't want most of y'all around the TBKC, is because y'all dumb down the community. Y'all consistently dumb down the community. Y'all won't even talk real dogs. When it's something obvious in front of us, like a dog with crooked feet and crooked legs, the dog can't breathe, the dog's rear is high. Why do we have to go back and forth and y'all try to talk shit? I will pose with any dog on the face of the earth. In the show ring, any dog on the face of the earth cannot win. It's just that simple. This is why our community is looked at as a dumbass, low-grade community, because we got fake-ass gangsters, we got dumbass smartasses that come in there and believe that they can make some kind of point. When you so fucking stupid, you don't even realize that your point makes you look more like an asshole. It's that simple. I be in the lab, man. That shit that y'all have, I would not allow. 99.9% of the dogs that y'all have couldn't even come to my house. Couldn't even come to my house. I'm not feeding that weak ass bullshit. Who do y'all want to do? All you motherfuckers who have something to say, or any of y'all that has something to say and y'all talking about this, yes, that's somebody else's dog. I took a picture with somebody else's dog, but talk about the dog that's up on the screen. Or if you want to, bring your dogs, bring your productions, and let's compare your productions to mine. If you want competition. But if we want to stick to this subject and not do what Jesus is talking about, deflecting, the dog is flawed up. Ain't nothing healthy about that dog in that picture. The dog's legs is bowed. If you motherfuckers is so stupid that y'all don't know that a dog with bowed legs is unhealthy, you motherfuckers don't deserve dogs. And from the conditions some of y'all keep y'all dogs in, y'all don't deserve dogs anyway. Let's just be realistic. What's going on, Mr. Holmes? It's over and over and over. Unc, you don't want to see my dogs. Get out of here. That shit that you putting out, it ain't ready. It ain't ready. It ain't ready. Stop it. I'm not going to play with you tonight. That shit you got ain't ready. Ain't close to being ready. I promise you that. You can bring whatever stacks, whatever you want to do. It ain't close to being ready. The dogs that I don't show will destroy that shit that you got over there. I got pet quality shit that'll destroy that shit you got over there. You can bring it, but it's going to get handled. I got more shit coming. Trust me. This motherfucker out the womb for a couple days. Y'all know how big my hands. Look, that's what Mandela producing. It's a couple day old puppy. Look at the size of his bone compared to my fingers. This shit coming. I got more of them. I'm back in the lab. I'm back in the lab. I'll show y'all that puppy next year and then destroy that shit. The saddest part about this shit is, if you was really about something and really about talking about the community, you don't defend lame shit, you bring real shit to the table. If you see a fucked up dog, you call a fucked up dog. Y'all can't never try to call me out. I'm friendly. I'll take pictures with the worst of the mutts. I've got pictures with one-eyed dogs. I've got pictures with three-legged dogs. I got pictures with dogs that would never be allowed in the show ring. But when it comes to producing great dogs, I'm damn near a king. That's all I can tell you. I'm damn near king. They took my dogs to Europe. They champed out. They took my dogs to Asia. They champed out. They took my dogs to Mexico. No problem. When they showed my dogs in the States, it was no problem. If you don't believe that shit, look it up. First ever's everywhere. First ever ABKC, UBKC, this KC, that KC. You know what I mean? I ain't mad, but I don't got time for dumb shit. I don't dumb down conversations. You talking about explain. Explain what? Explain what? I mean, every time I talk healthy dogs, it's somebody talking about explain. Well, what I'm explaining right now to you, Hall of Fame Kennels has produced the most championship dogs in the history of this breed. We stamped all over this motherfucker. You don't see Hall of Fame dogs being disabled. You don't see Hall of Fame dogs being broke down. I could name off titles to you. First ever dog that champ out in 2 different continents. First ever 3 times champion. The stud of the first ever 3 times grand champion. First ABKC, BBCR, UBKC. You name it, we done did it. What is we explaining? I don't have to explain nothing to you about the dogs in the pic. I took a picture with somebody who wanted me to take a picture of their dogs. What is it to explain? Explain why you coming on a post instead of talking about the fucked up ass dog that's in the picture. You trying to pull up a picture of me talking about me taking a picture with somebody's dogs. That's what I'm talking about. The topic on the picture was about that fucked up dog that y'all consistently defend, and everybody talking about clean exotic, and his legs is bowed at a horrible angle. Clean what? Clean out your motherfucking eyes. That ain't real dog man shit. That's the type of shit that make our community look dumb as fuck. The dog is disabled. The dog's feet is turning in at an angle where technically it's no way possible that this dog could even be shown at any respectable registry. Any doctor that sees that dog's feet is going to tell you that, hey man, ain't no way. That dog shouldn't be bred. Cut his nuts. Yet and still, we have people that come on a post and got other shit to talk about. You talking about the dogs in the pic. It's one dog in that picture that got bad feet. The rest of them dogs is on point. The other 2 dogs is very much so on point. And produced by one of the best breeders in the motherfucking, a legendary breeder. You make a fool out of yourself, You'll make a fool out of yourself. If you talk about those dogs, now the one dog, I agree, but it's a reason. The dude took the dog in and rehabbed the dog. But when it comes down to, I could never be Big Mad. What is you talking about? You don't even want to see Big Mad. I'm giving it to you how you want it. You come looking for something, I'm gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? You a backyard garbage breeder and you talking shit. So I give it to you how you want it. You ain't got shit to ever come on that level. You can't talk about explain. Explain what to you for what? I don't even know one of your dogs. Last thing I heard about you, you was writing up paperwork. You can't exist in my world talking about something, man. We talking about great things here, and you bringing this shit down to a motherfucking project ass level. Your dogs ain't on the level. You open up the door, I'm gonna tell you, yes, the bogus ass paperwork, all you beating on dogs over that motherfucker, all that lame ass shit you doing, you talking about explain to you for what? Ain't nobody gonna explain to you shit. You's a half-ass dog, man, who don't do nothing good for this motherfucking community. That's it. That's what I'll explain. Y'all open up the door on some real shit, I get on some real shit. I get on some real shit. Let's talk dogs. Let's talk about how dogs are taken care of. Let's talk about how dogs are left in buildings and fucked over. Let's talk about that. I'm talking about health and confirmation. Every time I talk about health and confirmation, people get off in their shit. Every time I talk about health and confirmation, y'all go everywhere else. Y'all got hurt feelings. I posted up a broke down dog. It's nothing else to be said about that. That dog is unhealthy. It's a difference. I pose with all kind of dogs. I never told y'all that every single dog on the face of the earth has to be a great dog. That's why some are called pet quality. That's why some are called cut your balls off quality. But when it comes to a show dog, this is the reason why I told y'all the TBKC is not for everybody, because it takes a certain level of intelligence to deal with a certain level of dog. The American bully community is this shit. And personally, I'm tired of it. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in on this shit. Way more time than I've ever spent on damn near anything. And I'm tired of this shit. Y'all always bring stupidity to this community and y'all make everybody look stupid. If a dog got curved ass legs, how are you talking about this is a healthy dog? If you can see a dog's ass up over a dog's head from the front shot, how is that a healthy dog? How? If the dog can't breathe, if the dog can't live but a couple years, How is that a healthy dog? It has to be questions to this. It has to be questions to this. It has to be, Unc, you can't even talk to me with that, your crackhead ass. Man, get the fuck out of here. You talking about give this and give that and give this and give that. That's all y'all do is come in here. The first thing that I learned in life is this. Y'all so worried about what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do. But at the end of the day, man, I'm doing something. It don't matter how long I take. It don't matter how long I take. You know what I mean? You talking about showing dogs in a community that I helped create. Do you not understand that? Do you not understand that? You talking about showing the dogs into a community that I dominated. I don't even want to show dogs no more. I'm bored with this shit. Y'all keep talking about, oh, go to show, you give people their paperwork. I got boxes of that shit. That shit's going out. This shit's nothing. It's just nothing. It's just a community that's tired of people like you that bring in silly shit. We talking about making the best of the best when it comes to dogs. Y'all come in when y'all try to slander people, you try to talk shit, you try to do this, you try to do that. But at the end of the day, none of y'all know anything about dogs. That's what it boils down to. This community is fucked up exactly, Mr. Holmes. It's fucked up because there is no integrity. Y'all ain't talking about dogs. People come in here to pat themselves on the back. It's just like that. People come in there to pat themselves on the back. Y'all ain't got no dogs. This is why every time we start talking about, hey, let's post up the dogs, let's go into a dog battle. It's my friends like Mr. Donald Holmes and, you know, and Ruben Cortez and people who got dogs that are going to post up their dogs. And I notice all of the people who talk all the shit can't never really post up a dog and definitely don't want to hit a side shot. Definitely don't want to get into informational shit where we break the dogs down, talk about their issues and everything else. All y'all do is talk about personal slander, and that's, y'all feel like did that build y'all up? You know what I mean? You come on here talking about, oh, give paperwork. Man, I'm building something. Like I said, hundreds of thousands of dollars in. I'm building something. It's amazing to see a person who's doing nothing try to talk about somebody who's building something. Do you not understand the irony of that? Do you not, even if a motherfucker is crawling, the person who's standing can never say anything about that man. Do you not understand that? Even if a man is hopping on 1 foot, the man who is sitting on his ass and talking about that man that is hopping on 1 foot has nothing to say to that man, because progress, no matter how slow it is or no matter how long it takes to get there, is progress. But the person who sits and does nothing will forever be nothing. And I introduce you to a nothing motherfucker, That's realistic. I get tired of y'all. All y'all do is talk. I don't see no productions. I don't see no greatness in this community. All I see is people with lack of education, lack of integrity that can produce no dogs, can give you no real knowledge on dogs. And what y'all try to do is y'all try to muddy the waters, because if you feel like if I muddy these waters just enough, that people will not be able to see how much of a fraud and damn sure not a dog man that I truly am. That's the reality. I don't want the muddy waters. Aniva Roman, much love and respect, my brother. OG in the dog gang, dog man. But this is what it is. This is what it is. I'm telling y'all, I don't want the muddy waters. Yes, at the ABKC is muddy waters. That's muddy waters. Have any of y'all ever been to somewhere where the water is real clear? Have you ever been fishing in real clear water? You can see the fish. You know what's in that bitch. You ain't got to sit back and hope and dream. When you go in that muddy pond, you waiting for that string to, you might catch something. It's a difference. I'm telling y'all, the truth of this matter is that, you know what I mean? First of all, Daryl, it ain't bashing nobody. This is the thing I'm telling you. This is where our community is fucked up. This is where our community is fucked up. It ain't bashing. This is where our community is so fucked up. We have gotten to a point in this whole entire world that when you tell the truth, people think it's bashing. It is not up to me to coddle people's feelings. One of the guys I love the most in the bodybuilding world is C.T. Fletcher. And one of his favorite things he say is, fuck your feelings. That's how I feel. Fuck your feelings. If your dog ain't where it's at, if my dog ain't where it's at, fuck that mother. It's that simple. We trying to do something great. You can't be great with feelings. It's the truth. You can't be great with feelings. People bring their dogs out and all y'all want people to do is pat y'all on the back no matter how screwed up the dog is. Fuck that. We ain't patting nobody on the back. We not coddling nobody. What's going on, Chewy? Mr. Woods, I'm sorry, I've been missing y'all. But we not coddling y'all. Either you gonna get up under that motherfucking bench or you gonna push that weight. Or that shit gonna crush you. That's the kind of community we want. Either you pushing that weight or it's gonna crush you. We not making no more excuses. Yes, the dog had curved legs. I wasn't hating on it. That's the truth. Do y'all not understand? On this page, I have argued more times than I care to even mention from speaking the truth. I had a whole community flip the fuck out when I put up a video of Dax. Y'all argued with me over what y'all eyes seen. Richard Pryor, one of his best jokes is when his wife came home and he was in the bed fucking another woman. And, you know, his wife said, damn, how are... And Rich said, bitch, who are you going to believe? Me or your lying eyes? That's the way you motherfuckers operate. Who you going to believe? Me or your lying eyes? Some Richard Pryor shit. That's what this American bully community is. We see fucked up dogs, but we supposed to believe y'all. We see dogs dying at 18 months and 2 years old, but I'm supposed to believe your words that these dogs is on point. You know what? I'm breaking down dogs, Daryl. That's it. Dogs. Guess what? German Shepherds is in this registry. German Shepherds is in this registry. Boxers is in this registry. Giant Schnauzers is in this registry. I had to study the Shorty Bull, the English Bulldog. This is a dog community. This ain't just the American bully community. Every single dog in this community needs to be on point. I don't want excuses. I want results. And if people can't give results, go somewhere where they're going to make excuses for you. Because my judges have been very, very much so pounded to understand one thing and one thing only. Thank you, babe. My judges is going to do one thing. They looking for quality. Fuck your excuses. Fuck your excuses. Ain't nothing like an excuse-giving motherfucker. Fuck your excuses. We need quality in that ring. It ain't... You know what? Mufasa can be compared to a boxer. Castro, my boy Castro, can be compared. I had Castro in the ring and a veteran judge who judged AKC, UKC, and has judged around the world. Some might know Mr. Jack Ireland. Told me that Castro was one of the best put together dogs that he has ever seen on the face of the earth. And what I'm telling you is this. It ain't you saying bullies can't be that, but that's our problem. No, as a breed, the American bully cannot be compared to the boxer because the boxer is more refined and an older breed. But the principles of making the dog should be the same. The principles of making the dog should never change. That's an excuse. I have no problem seeing Mufasa get in the ring with the best dogs in the world. I personally, and y'all heard me tell this story before, I personally judged at a show where I was just the American bully judge for a part of that show. This show over 4 days took in over 6,000 people, had all breeds of dogs and everything in there. It was in Bogota, Colombia. At this show, they had American bullies so nice that they were trying to qualify for the registry, which is a long process. But they had to show against dogs like the Pharaoh Hound, the Clumber Spaniel. You know what I mean? It was some very nice dogs there. Some dogs that you would see on TV all fluffed up. And believe it or not, an American bully actually won his class at this show in front of some of the best judges in the world. That was like the second time I had ran into Mr. Jack Ireland down there in Colombia, and he called me over, and I was talking to all these people. And if we talking about it, one of the main things we was talking about was that how the American bully community takes no accountability for our breed. We make excuses. Either you're going to make a good dog, and this is the way dog breeding is done. It's not excuses. Either the dog has straight legs, either the dog got good feet, either the dog can breathe, either the dog can move, either this is a fine animal, or it shouldn't be bred. Why can't we do that? We don't need excuses. We need results. In this community, and I told y'all this, and I don't give a fuck who get mad. This shows you the mentality of this community. More people dick rided a dog like Rocco when you had Mufasa sitting there, and Rocco couldn't even beat Mufasa. Rocco at no level is the quality of dog that Mufasa is, and this community jumped on the bandwagon to go after Rocco when he was the one with the kink tail, when he was the one with the high rear, when he was the one with the cur mentality that needed to be drug around the ring. And I saw him damn near piss himself when Mufasa went in the ring. He was the one who didn't have great movement. This dog was nothing. Y'all picked a weaker dog and blew him up, and then the ABKC had the nerve to make him a national champion when you had a dog that had a better pedigree, no questionable shit in his pedigree, a historic pedigree. A historic pedigree that Dave Wilson knows too well because it's an edge pedigree. No fucking exotics behind his pedigree. Go look at Rocco's pedigree. His grandmama is an exotic. The dog in no category is that dog better than Mufasa. But this community, this shows y'all level of intelligence. Y'all picked the cur. Y'all picked the cur. Every time y'all pick the cur. No matter, the bear sneaks up under the radar so smoothly, and he's one of the nicest dogs that this breed has ever seen. While y'all continue to pick curs, and y'all continue to breed to these cur, broke back ass mountain bitch ass dogs over and over and over again, and y'all wonder why the dogs ain't getting no better. The dogs ain't gonna get better because the breeders ain't gonna get better. The dogs ain't shit because the breeders ain't shit. The breeders give excuses. It's not what I'm into, man. I can't do it, man. I can't do it no more. I ain't into these excuses no more. I'm hard on my own yard. The reason why y'all had to go and dig up a picture of me posing with somebody else's dogs is because the truth of the matter is my dogs is a certain way. We've competed at a certain way. I breed my dogs a certain way. I'm not bred perfect dog shit. I've had dogs that had deformities and issues, but as a breeder, I know when to sit them down and get rid of them. We got excuses in this community. We don't have good dog people no more. Well, I've been working, man, trying to get this fucking TBKC shit together, but we there now, man. Showtime. But yeah, man, it's the same shit that we go over and over again. It's the dumbing down of a nation, man. I look at it, our dog community is no different from the rest of the United States. You know what I mean? The rest of the United States, we up here, it's a fucking game, man. It's just a game. You know, just like I post up a dog and I point out an obvious flaw, then y'all start talking about other things. That's the ultimate in deflection. We deflect because we don't want to look at the truth. Because the truth hurts sometimes. I mean, stupid shit like that, I don't have time for that. Talking about Denzel was not a producer and he didn't produce the most dogs in the damn breed's history. And all these champions, all these dogs built off of him, all these yards. But come on, man. The same shit we got to go through all over and over again. Like, man, after a while, the shit just be like, this is what I'm talking about. The dumbing down of a nation, man. We can't even really be about dog shit because we always got to have the dumbing down of a nation. You know what I mean? I would love to see a dog community where we were straightforward and we was hard on all flaws and all issues that really endangered our dogs. I would love it. Because if we went that route, we would be better. You know what I mean? We would be better. I mean, Daryl, I understand that, but I'm just no nonsense. The reason why the exotic community is how they is because the community, and I seen that shit you said, Daniel Lopez. I'll talk to you tomorrow. You know, but Mandela's off of Bistro, actually. Mandela's a Denzel grandson. But you know, I mean, man, Denzel's line is so long, man, it's crazy, you know what I mean? But we just have a serious dumbing down of a nation. Y'all ever notice, just like in politics, you know what I mean? And I know some people might get offended, but that's just like when all this, when they get to talking about, the hysteria right now is this whole gay thing, which I got plenty of gay friends and relatives, and I don't have no problem with gay people, but the overdoing it is just something to take away from the true topics. You know what I mean? Right now, if a person talks about a gay person or says anything that's even like slightly that, that could be considered offensive, they blow that up more than, race relations. And you would think that race relations would be the most important thing. People getting killed for the color of their skin or getting done wrong for the color of their skin would be the biggest topic. But, what they did is they take stuff to the forefront because that's the deflection. This is the way the game is played. When you don't want to deal with a topic, you always create another topic. It's no different from the American bully game. It's no different from anything else. Hey, much love, Daniel. I see y'all got y'all another win, But this is the way our society works now. Everything's about deflection, You say Black Lives Matter, somebody's going to be stupid enough to say White Lives Matter. And at the end of the day, that's a deflection. Nobody ever said that white lives don't matter. We were just talking about the issue that we have with Black lives getting taken. But, hey, y'all playing good, man. Y'all playing good, Larry. I say dogs' lives matter. Y'all say my pockets matter. It's always a deflection. You say an exotic is unhealthy. Nobody argues that an exotic is unhealthy, but they will start talking about the bad American bullies. But even when they start talking about the so-called bad American bullies, they don't ever want to bring up the fact that it's a whole lot of very, very good American bullies. It's a lot of very good American bullies that's living over a dozen years. It's dogs like Paco, Remy, what's his name, Debo up there. I think he went 18 years. You got Denzel, 12 years old. You got a lot of American bullies that lived into double figures and lived good long lives. Nemesis was a double figure dog. You know what I mean? Pratt's right now, he got Sway out there. Sway's hitting on double figures. Bullmaster, double figure dog. These dogs are living long, healthy lives, but don't nobody want to talk about that because when we talk about exotics, the funniest thing about the exotic community is that they want it both ways. The exotic community wants it both ways, and when I say the exotic community wants it both ways, dig this. This is this game. I'm about to give y'all a game. Now, most times when you talk about the exotic community, the American bullies they do mess with is the bullies that we wouldn't fuck with in a million years, like your Mr. Beans or your Roccos or shit like that. Those are the dogs that they really, really, really mess with. So when you talk about the health and the issues in the exotic community, this is the most ironic and amazing thing. They attack the dogs that they fuck with. That's the ultimate deflection. The people in the exotic community, they fuck with Mr. Beans. They like Mr. Beans. You know what I mean? They liked it, Mr. Beans and those dogs that's borderline in the American bully community. They love those dogs, right? But when it came down to it is, when they want to talk bad on the American bully community, they talk about those screwed up dogs. When in reality, the people who've always pushed, like Mr. Holmes, you saw my friend Aniva Roman on here, myself, Danny DeVoa, Oscar Gomez, you know what I mean, Big Val, all of us out here, Kim, all the people who've been pushing this thing, the people who've actually been pushing this community to try to do something better, we never agreed with the dogs that y'all talking about. That's the craziest part. That's the most ironic part. Y'all just take that label and y'all say American bully. And so y'all throw the American bully label on there. You know what I mean? The American bully label. But the truth of the matter is the dogs that y'all complaining about is the same dogs that we was complaining about that they shouldn't have been winning shows. So the point is null and void. We don't feel like that them dogs should even be considered American bullies. Because you got obvious mixes. When you got to deal with Miyagi, obvious mixing shit that went on there, we don't want them dogs around. But when people want to slander the American bully community, y'all don't slander the American bully community by talking about a Mufasa or talking about a Ruger or talking about, a Austin Martin or or the Bear, a very nice, very clean, good looking dogs that, that are well functioning. Y'all don't talk about those dogs. Y'all bring up the dogs who are winning in the show ring that we are against. So in some ways, we on the same side, but the only difference is y'all still want to play dirty and y'all like the dirty side, so y'all embrace that shit too. Y'all can't have it both ways. You can't talk shit about the shit that we talk shit about to use that against us. That's terrible. You know what I mean? That's terrible. You know what I mean? Oscar Gomez truly does have, in my opinion, I've said that on video. Right now, he has the best yard and the most consistent program in the American Bully community and possibly in American Bully history because, as I've said, the Razor's Edge was not a true line. Razor's Edge was a group of people that put a bunch of dogs together and eventually made a look, but it was never a line. A line would have to be something constant and stable. Dave, that's another thing. But when we get propaganda and deflection, people don't ever think about that. Dave Wilson brags to y'all that he stopped breeding dogs now about 15 years ago, and he wasn't doing anything with Edge about 15, years ago. He chilled out. He stopped breeding. So considering that Dave is not a 65-year-old man and Dave is still in his 40s, how could you stop breeding dogs how could you stop breeding dogs 15 years ago, but you still created this long existing line that's all these years old? Y'all don't listen to shit sometimes. That's the funny part. We just go along with whatever's being told to us. Razor's Edge was never a line. If you look at it, I've told y'all this over and over again. True Tank produced most of the popular dogs that Razor's Edge was talking about. T-Lo had his hand in a lot of shit, but most of the big things that come on, Adam Perez, that's my dude, man. Me and him be working together. We working together right now. I respect a lot of guys. I respect Marcos Suarez. That's my cat. It's a lot of people that I could give a lot of credit to. I don't like the way he do some things, but Fernando with Ruger is a hell of a breeder, man. He understands dogs. He understands a lot of things. I wish he would have been more active and, entrusted a few people to get some more of his productions out there. But Fernando is very much so has a great program. It's a lot of people who do a lot of good things in this community. And the sad part is because of the hype of this community and the lack of morals and integrity and everything that goes on in this community, the big time. And I say big time in saying like how I believe about Mufasa, or his brother Romeo for that matter, or the Bear. I think that those dogs should have been highlighted and pushed to the forefront of what our breed should be. You had Master Shifu, a few years ago. Shifu would have been a beautiful dog to push as a great example of what this breed, could have been. There's beautiful dogs, and I'm just naming some of the popular dogs, but I've seen other, man, I forget this. Y'all might know it, but in Jersey, it was some brothers that brought a nice fawn male out there, and I'm terrible with names, but he was a pocket dude, but he was beautiful, It's some beautiful dogs out here that's doing beautiful things. And they're not being promoted because we're promoting garbage dogs. And the sad part is the more we promote these garbage dogs and these dogs that are flawed up and have all these issues is that people are going to keep on breeding to them. And they're going to breed a lot to them. I'm being realistic with y'all. This ain't nothing. I told you I'm through with the pulling punches. The truth of the matter is that, Rocco is well known for throwing deaf and blind dogs and other mutations and issues. And y'all ain't never asked yourself the question of how a dog is bragged about being bred so much, but y'all don't see a lot of productions off of them. It's because a lot of the productions is garbage. But y'all keep pushing this shit because it's the popular thing to do. Everything that's popular is not good. Everything that's popular is not the right or correct thing to do. And our community, we have to change that. We have to get back to a point to where we're going by the rule book. Y'all just seen my brother on there, Bobo Starsky. Bobo, check out Bobo's dogs, man. Beautiful dogs. He take them out in the sunlight. He don't have vampire bullies, man. Bobo ain't got no vampire bullies. Bobo is over there actually taking his dogs out in broad daylight. Imagine that. He got them out in daylight and walking them on leashes and taking pictures and carrying on. And imagine that. His fucking dogs can shut their mouth even when the sun is out. That is some crazy shit. There's people out there with good dogs. That's all I care about with the TBKC. I don't think I'm ever gonna make any money off that shit. And that was never really the true purpose. The true purpose was to, enlighten the world to what a real American bully is. Enlighten the world that we are not a garbage community that promotes trashy dogs and unhealthy dogs for our own profit. To enlighten the world that people actually did care about this breed and was trying to make something better. And I think we can. That's our real goal. This shit that we see now is a circus. It's a circus. I mean, it really is. You got all of these celebrities and no dogs. Oh yeah, he definitely consistent over there. Yeah, Bobo shit. All them damn blue dogs. That's my cat. Oh yeah, he know I love his yard. You know, it's sad, man. You know, it's sad. Yeah, I mean exactly, Rome. And some of these dogs is producing over 80% trash. You know, we talk about dogs that's been bred and they got thousands of offspring, but we only know like 4 or 5 of the dogs. You know what I mean? Anybody can do that. Shit, you know, that would make me a all-time great basketball player. Shit, all I got to do is hit a couple shots out of 1,000. Shit, put me in, coach. You know, it's just we can't stay in line, man, to where we need to be. And, you know, now for me personally, that's why I disappeared and I was getting my head together and doing some things. But now for me personally, it's about really, really setting the stage, you know, and I don't care who believes what. I don't give a fuck about all that. You know, people who gonna come. But for me, the TBKC is about setting the stage of superior dogs. That's what it's about to me. I just want to make a community where it's superiority is a must. We are looking for the best dog, and that shit means something again. Because right now, I'm going to be honest with y'all, and there's no disrespect to everybody who's showing dogs, but to me, the dog titles just don't mean what they used to because everybody got them. And it's hard for me, you know, to see some quality dogs. It's some dogs that I picked that I really loved. I love the dogs. I love the conformation. But to see that dog have a championship than to see a dog that I would never even consider breeding, not alone picking in the show ring, have a championship too, where's the value? You know, where's the value? It's the reason why Rolls Royce costs, you know, damn near $500,000. You know, it's value there, man. That's what makes it special. You know, the quality, you know, makes it special. This is why he's a champion. Everybody's not going to have him. This is what our champions need to be. Rolls Royces. You don't see Rolls Royces just driving around at everybody's house like Fords and shit. Right now, we got the Ford registries out here. We got the Ford breeders out here. You know, and ain't nothing wrong with a Ford. I've owned a few of them. Love them, actually. But, you know, if you want something special, you gotta have some serious balls. You know, Mr. Holmes, you ain't got to say nothing at all, brother. You ain't got to say nothing at all. You know what I mean? He's one of the best breeders that I've seen. He's very humble because he don't believe so. But Donald Holmes is one of the best breeders that I've met in this breed, period. And I'm not saying that just because he's on the post. But he's done it consistently, and he's a bad boy. Trust me when I tell you that. Donald Holmes, I don't know. Donald Holmes got something going on with females, though, man. Donald Holmes, he over there making all females. He make females that look like males, though. The shit's amazing, man. But you know, this is what we got to do. We got it exactly. I love them words, exclusive. You know what I mean? Sure, you crazy. But hey, we got to make this shit exclusive again, man. You know, we got to change our direction. We got to change what we doing, man. You know, we gotta set a bar of excellence again. Yeah, you're right, Ron. There's way too much pride, and pride to kill any situation. But you know, when you force something, the Toyota breeders, ain't nothing wrong with Toyotas, man. It just ain't a Rolls Royce, okay? You remember when Cat Williams said that? You pull up, you know, Chrysler 100 looked like a Rolls Royce until a Rolls Royce pull up. That's basically what I'm telling y'all with these dogs is. You know, if any of y'all have ever seen, and I'm gonna keep using him as an example because right now he's my favorite. But if any of y'all have ever seen Mufasa's show, it's different. If you've ever seen the Bear show, it's different. And why it's different is because they make certain dogs disappear. You know, that's the quality. You know, that's what happens. I remember when I used to show Hallie was like that. You know, literally so many times that was like the running joke where everybody would ask who was going to get second when I walked in the ring with Hallie. But it was because she made all the other dogs disappear. It wasn't even a question of who was about to win the show. And that was setting a bar of excellence to like, yo, we got to get there. You know, Paco was one of them dogs. Paco was just a destroyer. He'd come in the ring. You knew it, you know. You knew it. Man, you're right, Will, but I'm happy that the kids are learning because maybe the kids pick this thing up as they get older and do it the right way. And it's important that we teach our kids the right way to do it because this generation right now that's involved in these dogs, they just basically damn near killed off the breed, you know? They done killed off the breed with greed and terrible ethics and really not much of a conscience, because, you know, it would be heartbreaking for me to know that most of my dogs, you know what I mean, end up in, you know, bad places, you know, end up dead or end up in bad shape or end up at the dog pound. That would be heartbreaking to me, you know. It's the reason why you don't see a ton of, you know, my dogs up for resale and all that stuff, because they go to good homes, you know, good homes that we can be proud of, man. And that's all I'm trying to tell y'all, man. When I put up a dog, you know, I hate to have to go off on people and all that stuff, but I'm going to tell it like it is. When I put up a dog, I'm not picking on exotics. You know, exotics are what they are. They pick on themselves. You know what I mean? I'm not picking on exotics. I'm not picking on any dog that I post up and I say this is not the way that things are supposed to be. This is just an example, you know? This is just an example, man. You know, I have thick skin. You know, I used to fight, you know. I literally had to watch film of myself getting, you know, pretty much pummeled for a couple rounds, you know. And, you know, you got to have tough skin. You know, football player, you see it on the video. You see yourself getting trucked. You know what I mean? You see yourself blowing a play. It's not that I'm going to stand up and argue with the coach. I just understand I made a mistake there. We got to do better next time. Our community has to start being able to do the same thing. You know, if you make a mistake in this community, it's not what it needs to be. Don't look for an excuse. Just do better next time, man. That's all. Just do better. If we all take that attitude that we just gonna do better next time, guess what, man? Shit will get better fast. But if we keep on with these excuses, man, you know, it's gonna be rough. You know? You know, it's going to be rough. Yeah, you know, studying that pedigree, that's a whole nother, maybe we go live and talk about studying the pedigrees and the relevance to that. You know, but I told you I wasn't even going to be on here this long, but I had to address that, man. I'm not picking on nobody. I'm giving y'all real facts. If you ask me any dog, including my own, to break the dog down, I'm going to break the dog down honestly. It's not about I don't hate dogs that are not show dogs. By the way, I don't hate dogs that are not show dogs, but when it comes down to it is that a show dog and a breedable dog needs to be a certain quality. You know what I mean? If it's not a certain quality, you won't get me to lie about it. You know, you won't get me to lie about it. You know, I'm going to try hard not to let them kill this breed. We got enough people to care about this breed. I just think they're going to go their own way. They've already proved that, man. You know, this is a money grab. Every pyramid scheme has that point where you pull the rug out and everything collapses. They'll collapse, trust me. Yeah, man, let's do that tomorrow, man. I'll post it what time I'm going to be able to go, but it'll probably be earlier on in the day. But I'm gonna go live, and man, let's talk about some pedigrees and how to study pedigrees and to break down the pedigrees. The balance between what we call genotype and phenotype, and you know, getting a better understanding of what that means as far as you know, reading, as far as putting a breeding together. You know, it's a lot to it, but it's really not that hard. Breeding dogs is a lot more simple. It just takes a little bit of work, you know, and you think about it. Shit, if you breeding a dog, you got plenty of time to prepare for this and do some studying. So, yeah, let's do that tomorrow, man. I'm going to get on up out of here, man. God bless all y'all. It's Sunday night. Regardless of whatever disagreements we have, you know, I don't wish nothing but the best to all of y'all, man. People are going through things every day and not saying nothing because sometimes they don't want to make you feel uncomfortable with the demons that they going through. So check on your folks, man. Let them know you love them and share a little bit of kindness. Until later on, man. I'll holler at y'all later. Much love. Peace.